The Secrets of Stargate is brought to you by the StarQuest Production Network and is made possible by our many generous patrons. If you'd like to support the podcast, please visit sqpn.com/give.
You're listening to The Secrets of Stargate, Episode 60.
Lieutenant West, Jackson has identified the seventh symbol.
All right, here we go. We are about to try to make a connection.
All we gotta do is bust out of here, commandeer the ship, and fly on home.
Indeed. You say that a lot.
I know that this could be dangerous. But this is our job, right? It's what we signed on to do.
It was never about going home. It's about getting us to where we're going.
Hi, I'm Jack Baruzzini, and you're listening to The Secrets of Stargate, where we talk about the hidden meanings and deeper layers found in the Stargate movies, TV series, and more. And joining me today are Father Cory Sticha. Hi, Father.
Howdy, Jack.
And Lisa Jones. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, Jack.
And Victor Lambs. Hi, Victor.
Hello, Jack.
Before we jump into this episode, I'd like to invite everyone to go check out another podcast on the SQP network, American Catholic History. It's a really fun one. Tom and Noel Crow go over a different aspect of American history each week, and they are able to tie it into our Catholic faith, which is really cool to see. Awesome. Today we are discussing the 18th episode of Season 3, Shades of Grey. You want to give us a rundown of this episode, Victor?
I sure do. There's crisis on Talana as SG-1's pleas for advanced technology again fall on deaf ears. Frustrated and discouraged by the Tolans' lack of cooperation, Jack steals an advanced piece of alien technology from a wall over the protestations of Sam, Daniel, and Teal'c. Back on Earth, General Hammond is horrified by Jack's actions and by his reasoning that the safety of Earth justifies the theft of alien technology. Hammond sentences the unrepentant Jack to early retirement and appoints Colonel Makepeace to lead SG-1. As bad as Jack's actions are, they have attracted the attention of Colonel Mayborn, who visits Jack's house and tells him that he has assembled a team of Earth's mightiest heroes, an extra-governmental team which scours the galaxy for technology which could benefit all mankind by protecting Earth in the event of a future Goa'uld invasion. Intrigued, Jack joins Mayborn's merry band and soon meets the rest of the team on a distant planet. Jack leads the team in the theft of an Asgard cloaking device and takes it to the drop point where it is recovered by a mole within the SGC, none other than Colonel Makepeace. Jack returns to Mayborn's stash, and as the Asgard appear and start to retrieve all of their stuff, makes an offer to the Rogue Squadron: stick around and face the wrath of the Asgard, or return to Earth. Back on Earth, Jack and General Hammond reveal that it was all a ruse. Someone had been stealing tech from the Nox, Tolans, and Asgard, and as the advanced races gave Earth one chance to catch the thieves or lose all hope for future relations. And so the plan for Jack to steal the Tolan device and go rogue was hatched, to the mutual satisfaction and bewilderment of all. The end.
More like Colonel Make War, am I right?
Yeah.
Oh.
More like Colonel Make Poor Life Decisions.
Yeah.
Nice. I've got to say, so after the last episode, what's it called, 100 Days, I was just ready to not like Jack, so I was on board with him just having gone off the rails almost till the end of this episode where we get the reveal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It worked for you.
It's like, of course he would do that. Of course he would say he wanted to go visit the woman that he got pregnant and then left on the planet and not really go there because he just sucks.
Yeah. Oh, you picked up on that
so
too.
Jack is officially
Yeah.
he's on my camp for 100 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was a fun episode, and I think partially because it came right after that last one, they did a good job of not really showing their hand with that twist.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are your thoughts, Father?
I like this. I mean, I like this one. This is, we get to see Mayborn at his most devious. I think this is kind of peak Mayborn deviousness, and it kind of goes downhill from here. He becomes more likable after this, but he's peak devious now. The theft crew, are they not the stereotypical 1990s ragtag bunch of rogue crew that you've ever seen? I mean, they're so stereotypical. Jack, he actually kind of kind of channels a little Kurt Russell there in his performance of Jack, mean upset Jack. He kind of, even the line of, well, I was like this before I knew you, to Sam, it kind of hints at that, like, this is the personality more that Kurt Russell played for the character. Mm-hmm. No, I like this one. We'll talk a lot about all that kind of stuff, but it's a fun episode. It's a good episode. It's an interesting episode, and especially kind of look the rest of the SG team going, what just happened? through half of this episode.
Yeah, I like that part at the beginning where they're in the discussions with the Tolan about exchange of technology, and when Jack just kind of cuts it all off and leaves, and just how none of the team really knows what to do. Like, he's the superior officer, so they don't really want to step in, but just the way that was all handled.
It's like when
he rips it out of the wall. Yeah.
It's like when Dad storms out of the restaurant or something and you're expected to follow him. And you don't know why exactly because you're 7. But yeah.
It sounds like a personal experience.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's very specific, Victor. But yeah, and stealing the light fixture in the wall. I do wonder, though, was that actually one of their devices that can disactivate all the weapons, or was it a dummy device specifically planted there so Jack could take it? They never talk about that.
Either one, yeah.
Yeah. So, what about you, Lisa?
Yeah, I do like this episode. I just it's kind of incredible how harsh they have Jack be to the team. You get a little bit of the him and Daniel and their deep friendship, and I mean, just kind of rip Daniel to the core. There's no foundation. We've never been friends, and so I mean, of course you don't. I'm assuming, I can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen it the first time, that you didn't know what was going on. So it was just wow. And then he's like, no, I'm back. It's all good now. And that like, man, you could have, I don't know, got a little softer on him. And then, but I do like the little twist where he's not acting like himself, obviously. So go see Janet, go see Dr. Fraser and run. So we always joke about all the tests they have to run now, right? You got to do the CT scan. You got to do the Ritu thing. You got to buzz the
CAT scan.
Yeah. I mean, so she's running all the tests to see what kind of alien virus he's got this time, and nothing. So I like it. It gives you a little twist, and just because I'm not a fan of 100 Days, I did like exactly how fast when he came out of that gate on Adora, that he ran for that THD and dialed up the next one. He's like, oh, don't want her to see me. Gotta go.
My ex is on this planet.
Yeah.
We do get a little bit of the Jack Sam ship going on. Wait, no, that was the last episode.
Yeah.
It was the last two. Confused now. I'm thinking of that. But
well, you had a little bit this one in the hallway where he says, she really wants to know what's going on with him, and she gives him those puppy dog eyes, and he's like, I haven't been my real self since I met you, or something like that. It was just again harsh. The only one he doesn't hate, I mean, he's kind of impervious to the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
At least
he's like, whatever.
He did raise his eyebrow disapprovingly, right? So
that's true.
Yeah.
Talk his eyebrow.
It's almost like if you've ever had known someone who's gotten a little bit had a little bit too much, and they start being honest about what they actually think about things, and you're like, I know you're inebriated right now, but these are the words of these are your honest words. So it almost felt a little bit like that. It's like, is he just saying what he's been wanting to say?
Yeah.
So yeah. What about you, Victor?
Yeah, I like this episode too. Again, it's been a really long time since I've seen it the first time, but I think like Lisa, you assume what alien bug has crawled up his brain, and 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 then it's like, oh no, this is really just how he feels. And then I think they do a pretty good job of keeping the twist hidden and stuff. I do like Mayborn. This is Mayborn is at his most melodramatic, and I don't even know if they mention it, but he's on the lam after this, and so we do see a lot more of him. We see a little bit more of Lieutenant Tobias and Major Newman. I think. Yeah. They have
Newman.
Yeah, they get some comeuppance later on for their actions, but No, I like it. It's there's lots of gating action. We get to see like an Asgard pop up for like 2 seconds, which is like very strange. And he's just like, it's just like his like weirdest appearance of an Asgard ever. He's like, I was here too, and then like leaves, and then, but no. And so it is. There's some interesting moments, which we'll get into. When Jack makes the drop and he's trying to determine who on SG-1 is the mole, and Teal'c, kind of is poking around a little bit. And he's like, oh no, is it Teal'c? And then of course it's not. But yeah, and Hammond has some really good scenes in this too, where he's, yelling at Jack and stuff. And we get some really good Hammond moments in this one as well.
Yeah, no, I like that. I also wonder, so with the whole twist, that Jack had to be the one to pretend to kind of lose it and become disreputable for the team and join the NID. Having the Asgard specifically request that, is it just because they knew that no one else on the team would be able to pull it off convincingly?
They just like Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It becomes more and more apparent. The more we see of him, they just really like Jack.
Yeah.
Because he's like the anti-Asgard in a lot of respects.
Yeah.
to the point they actually name a ship after him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That gets blown up.
Neil.
Of course it does.
I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure he has many fun things to say about that. But yeah, you were talking about like the disreputable anti SG-1 who are working for Mayborn. I just wanted there to start playing like the theme song from the movie Hackers, because they've all got like their black tank tops on.
Oh yeah,
just peak 90s like edgy.
Yeah, if they had the hair color and the spikes and everything, it would be like Hackers or something like that. I mean, it's just so stereotypical.
They are the Shadow the Hedgehog of the SGC. And
it's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
At least we didn't have to go to the alternate universe to see an alternate universe SG-1. So,
yeah,
I mean, that's a good thing.
Those are always fun.
Yeah. They had some cool stuff there too. They had one of those Gould TV balls and stuff where the person's head appears in the ball. And and I don't know like who the Gould stole this from, like what race it was, or if the Gould invented this, but they have an interesting solution for where if the ball is placed between two people who are sitting on opposite sides of a table and the head is talking to one of the people and then the other person starts talking, you'd think that like the face would just like disappear and then like reappear and the ball facing the right way. But no, they have this whole thing where they've mapped out the person's head and you can see it like rotating very awkwardly around to the person who is now talking. Round, like a Gould spear.
Hey, I thought it was pretty cool. I thought the fact you could see like the back of Mayborn's head and then it turned, the camera turns and you see
I love that
his
part where it slowly rotates. That was great.
And I love how the sphere like rises up out of the box too and then lowers back down. That just it makes it and the most convoluted anti-gravity unit ever.
Right.
What was even going on with that thing? It was sciencey.
Yeah.
Well, then we find out that lieutenant that was studying it she got beat out by Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Carter was smarter than she was.
Yeah.
Who's now a major too. And I guess Dr. Fraser has been promoted to major too. I was reading that online, and this like from her uniform, you can tell that she's now a major or something. She's Dr. Major, or Major Doctor. Yeah.
Is she a very model of a modern major?
Yeah.
Where's Jimmy Aiken when we need him?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I missed that her uniform had changed.
I don't know if it was her like collar or something, but yeah, I saw that mentioned online.
Well, and you can tell if somebody gets promoted because the rank insignia changes. Instead of the 2 bars, you've got the bronze leaf, they call it.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even think of looking to see.
That wasn't top of your...
It's easy to tell somebody's rank. It's on their uniform somewhere. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. That's not something I picked up on.
Yep. We get the first of a few like beer at Jack's house scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought this was the one where they all start. Later on, there's a much more fun one. I thought this was that one, but then it wasn't. It was just the one where he kind of like stabs like Daniel and then twists the knife slowly. But it was really devastating too. And then at the end, he like patches it up a little bit, but still.
But then Daniel gets his word in where he says that he drew the short straw, so he wasn't going there just because he wanted to.
Yeah, you're not really my best buddy. I'm good.
Yeah. Should just sent Teal'c. He could have talked some sense into him.
Stared at him until he started confessing.
Yeah.
I did like the scene in the infirmary where Teal'c was blocking him from getting out of the infirmary.
Yeah.
And he kept they're like having this staring contest and, get out of my way. That's an order. You're just looking at him like that. No. Go ahead.
No, not going to happen.
And I don't know what it says about Jack's character that it was entirely believable that he would just kind of fly off the handle like that and try to steal something.
Yeah. I mean,
sold it pretty good.
Yeah, they kind of like referenced that when Hammond's reading off like his long list of crimes up until this point, including kidnapping an alien child, which was the clean. What was it? Clean state. What was it? Yeah, Marin. Yeah.
Wasn't her name Marin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So I did like how they kind of set it up. It's like, yeah. I mean, nowadays there'd be like 6 episodes of Jack getting like progressively more and more like dropping hints that he was, upset and frustrated but yeah, it would be, unbearable, but nope.
Yeah, I was gonna say this episode would be like an entire season of, something with the modern design, and about halfway through is when he would leave the SGC for the other team, and they'd have several episodes where you'd have the other team chasing around stealing things, and SG1 would be right on their trail, and
And then you'd have a whole, at least half an episode of him trying to make up to all of his team and, get them to trust him again. And
Sam would be deeply hurt, and Daniel Jackson would be just angry and yelling and ranting and raving at him, and Teal'c would raise an eyebrow.
Yeah.
A couple of times.
3 episodes of him raising the eyebrow. So
yeah,
that's all you'd see of him. Is just like,
this would be a whole season.
Yep. There'd be a thing between him and Tobias, probably.
Yeah.
She'd be a surrogate.
Surrogate Sam.
Surrogate Sam.
Yep. That's a good band name.
Yeah.
Well,
Rogue Jack and the Surrogate Sams. Yeah.
It does look. I think part of that made it believable for Jack was that when he's spouting off about what we have to do to protect our world and all that, I think it was more believable because you could see someone that would get really frustrated with, what are we doing? We're more, kind of like Teal'c said before, our reality is more important. Earth is more important than all of them. They have all this. They're fine. Why can't they? Won't help us. You could see where somebody would, question their morals.
Well, especially since there was supposedly a plan for what they call Alpha Site. We hear Alpha Site later. An alternate SGC, and Jack was supposedly going to be tapped for that, and he was upset because this didn't happen. Now, whether or not, I think it's clear in this, that's the story that Jack is telling to why he set off, why he decided to do this. But
I do also think having this follow right after the episode where he was stuck on another planet for almost 4 months kind of gives that whole he's been out of society for a long time and he's probably feeling like he's been abandoned by these people, and so he might be overcompensating. So I think that also explains a lot of what made his snap believable, both to the audience and to the characters in the show.
He had a lot of time to sit and think about their mission and what they'd done.
Exactly.
I was surprised that they were bringing the Tolans back so soon, because it's only been 3 or 4 episodes since Pretense or whatever it was. And usually Stargate is known for having a much longer hang time. Like, it's 3 seasons later, you'll see, oh yeah, that thing from that thing 3 seasons ago. But no, this one we get it pretty quick. And Marie Stillen as Chancellor Travell seems a lot more charismatic this time around. She's not just android drudge or whatever in Space Court. So
It makes sense though that because they could film that right after filming Pretense,
Yeah.
and they still have the sets, and they'd still have the same dress that she'd be wearing, and so they didn't have to change anything. So that makes a lot of sense.
That's a good point.
Can I just say about her style? When I am ready to let my hair go gray, I'm not there yet. But when I'm ready, hers is gorgeous.
Mhm.
So, hopefully mine will look like that.
Only one way to find out. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I'm not ready yet.
I was going to ask you what you were going to do when you let your hair go gray, Victor, but
Oh, well, I think I might have to trim up this bouffant I'm wearing. This,
a little bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
this
You got
rockabilly
the
haircut.
Captain Pike. I was gonna say you got the Captain Pike bouffant.
Yeah.
The Captain Pike hair from Strange New Worlds. He's got quite the do.
His hair is replicated. He doesn't want to admit it. Pike.
Yep. Now, I will say something happened here that is very real to the real military. A senior officer screws up badly, like potentially causes end of treaties and possible war, and he gets to just peacefully retire. Enlisted man misplaces a tool. He goes to Leavenworth for the rest of his life. Figure that one out.
Yeah.
No, not quite that bad, but no, you do hear it in the news that every once in a while some military officer, high-ranking military officer will screw up, and he just allowed to retire. No jail, no fine.
Or remain chief of staff. Chief of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
It all depends on who you know.
Yep, that's true.
Yep.
I was a little worried for a minute he was going to let the team take the fall, joining him. Because General Hammond kept saying, your team did this. And he didn't pipe up. And you're like, okay, dude, this is not okay.
And the rest of SG-1's kind of looking at each other saying, how do we answer this without throwing Jack under the bus?
And it seems like, in hindsight, I feel like that was also a calculated move by Hammond to alienate him from the team even more.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
At the end of the day, it's not their fault that they're 7 years old and their dad didn't pay the bill. I mean, it's... I'm just kidding.
More of this picture is coming out.
I know. What kind of restaurant was it?
It was a Greek No, it was...
No.
No, it was nothing.
It's okay, Victor.
Yeah.
You're in a safe space. It's okay.
So how about Mayborn's briefcase? Is that fancy or what?
I didn't notice.
Yeah. It's got like locks and latches and...
I like how when he meets Jack on his back porch, he's got the opera cranked up. So I appreciate that. It's got good taste in music.
Yeah, was that Pavarotti or?
Yeah, I thought it was. It really sounded like Pavarotti.
Let's hear. I saw it down here.
I read that it was a
Leoncavallo.
Seinfeld.
Oh, okay.
Piero Leoncavallo. I like though he's listening to opera and reading Mad Magazine.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. Yeah.
Pairing.
Yes.
Yeah. And I like how initially it's there to mask like any sort of bugging or something when Mayborn's talking to him, but then it takes on like this whole like Godfather like thing where they're like scheming and plotting and stuff. So.
I mean, opera just makes everything better, especially when you're a villain.
It could have been like Herman's Hermits, and it wouldn't have been quite as like gravitas with. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into something good. Yeah, that would be a good one. Something tells me I'm into something good.
Change the scene a little.
Yeah.
Yes. Got to mute that one. But yeah, it's we also get to see Makepeace again, where he's I think this is the last time he shows up.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
he's gonna be under Leavenworth for the rest of his life. He's done.
Yes, he is the one who gets thrown under the bus, although not really because he was in on it. But
Yeah. And I do like how General Hammond is still mentoring him on his leadership style and stuff. He's like, Major Carter's accepted me, no problem, but Daniel and the Jaffa, they haven't accepted me, no problem. And Hammond's like, well, maybe if you didn't refer to him as the Jaffa, it'd be a good start. And
Yeah. Well, I mean, Colonel Makepeace is a colonel in the Marines, and you know, not the best and the brightest don't always go to the Marines.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
I love you, little brother.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Father
Well,
Cory's opinions do not represent.
Yeah. Hey, all I can say is that, you know, I was Air Force. We know how this works. The smart ones go to the Air Force. The other ones go to the Marines. No.
My brothers in the Marines would agree with you.
Yeah. Most Marines I know would agree with me on that.
So
Actually, you know,
Air Force.
yeah, I had people tell me that, you know, either when I was in the Air Force or after. Oh, you were Air Force. Yeah, I should have went in the Air Force instead.
Oh man. Is Major a far cry from Colonel though?
2 ranks down.
Yeah.
But if they want colonels to be the leader of the SG teams, then yeah, Major wouldn't work. Although most colonels I've known, again, Air Force colonels, most Air Force colonels I know wouldn't exactly been in the best of shape to go through the Stargate and, you know, fight. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. What is the typical, like, how long are people usually in the Air Force before they make the rank of colonel? Like, would Major realistically be something more like that you'd be sending through on active missions like that?
Sure. I mean, Major's probably, if I'm now, of course, remember I was in the Air Force when I was 18 to 22. So, you know, 35 to 40 looked old, but now 45 looks pretty good. But Major's probably, if I remember right, most of the people that I knew that were, you know, captain, major, lieutenant colonel rank, they were probably late 30s, mid to late 30s. And then colonels would be, you know, mid 40s and up. So, yeah, and it depends on, you know, when they went into the military, how they, you know, how their career advanced. Because if they were in a career field that they could get promoted faster, obviously they would be younger when they get promoted.
Yeah, that makes sense. Need to look up how old the characters are canonically supposed to be, because I assume Jack is probably in his late 40s.
Late 40s in this, yeah.
I thought the first season they at some point said he was 40.
So
He was playing 10 years younger.
According to Stargate Wiki, he was born. Jack O'Neill was born in 1952. So you've been 45-ish.
48, yeah, at this time, yeah.
Yep. So kind of about the range I'm saying. So
yeah, I do like how they all salute him though when he leaves Earth to go to Eudora, and he doesn't look back because he's like, I'm like bad Jack now. But
yeah,
and I do like that transition where he walks through the gate, and obviously, you know, you can tell that it's you know, composited where the gate is, but he walks through the Earth gate, and then he's on Eudora and looks back through the gate and stuff at Earth and stuff. So that was pretty cool. I thought that was a nice shot.
We didn't get a scene where they're packing up his house, and I mean, he just retired off world permanently, but everything's still there.
Yeah,
I took that as that was just kind of like a, you know, do me a little favor, like on the down low, and it wasn't.
Yeah,
they weren't going to make like a big deal out of it. I did like speaking of that transition shot where they show like that side pan when he's walking through the gate and it goes from Earth to the other planet. I like that. That was cool.
Yeah. And then they go to like unnamed planet where the Asgard device is there, and SG9 couldn't get this Asgard device, and there's like 2 of them just laying out in a cave somewhere. So I'm like, how bad is SG1 or something? I mean, it's like they just like go through the gate, walk into a cave, grab 2 Asgard devices and leave.
Oh, the cloaking device.
Yeah.
It looked like do you remember the movie Batteries Not Included?
Oh yeah.
Like those little robots.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it did. Yeah.
And then
it's just sitting on a shelf in the cave. No big deal.
Yeah. And then we get the Mac and Me Asgard showing up shortly after that. So, but
oh yeah, he looked very confused. I was like,
well, is he an observer or something?
Yeah.
It's like, what just happened?
Asgard device on his phone.
Where did it
Yeah.
go? Yeah.
So did Hammond know or suspect Makepeace? Is that why he put him on SG1? Or is
I
that just a
don't
big old
think so.
coincidence that it was SG-1 that came through the gate with Jack, and we're all supposed to question their integrity?
The one thing that makes me think that he did suspect him is because Makepeace is in his office talking to Hammond when Jack comes in and asks to be taken off world. And Hammond says, no, stick around, Makepeace. You can be here for this.
Yeah.
Which, if he didn't think Makepeace was in, then it's just to sell, that Jack is going rogue. But if he did think Makepeace on it, it was to corroborate that basically Hammond and Jack aren't up to anything,
Right.
Yeah.
And that's very likely. That's what it is, that the places that stuff got stolen from were places that Makepeace had been previously, where Makepeace's team had been. So that's kind of, okay, here's the suspicion. Well, the easy way to do that is get him in charge of a different team, especially SG-1, and suddenly, stuff is going to disappear.
Yeah, it's like a correlation thing. So, although that makes me wonder, like, he just stuffed it in his backpack. Like, do they not have a search procedure when they come back? I don't know how they would handle that. But
Well,
I would
they do
assume
everything else.
Yeah.
Decontaminate whatever they bring home.
Yeah, I mean, when the astronauts came back from the moon, they had to check everything through customs again. So why not gate travel?
Yeah.
They've actually not talked about that. That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, they have to go through customs every time you go through the gate.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where's the purple goo they need to smear on each other every time they...
Oh, no.
Nope. That never happened.
See, this isn't Star Trek. This is Stargate.
Oh, okay.
We don't have a prime command. We don't have
purple goo.
Yeah.
They don't have to.
It's a very different world.
Okay, so I did look up what the Germans called this episode. Okay, so last week's episode, 100 Days, it was called simply Jack and Lara. That was the name of the episode in German. So this week, the episode is called O'Neill Going Astray.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's pretty good,
literal.
Yes. I love that this has become a regular feature of the show. What is the
The German ones are just, they're straight. They're just plain. Here's what's happening.
Yeah.
This is it.
I guess maybe they don't have plot summaries, in their TV guide. So you just have the episode title just kind of gives you the summary, right?
Yeah.
Makes it easy. You know what you're getting.
Do I want to watch this one? What is it called? O'Neill Goes Astray, yeah, dude. I'll watch it.
Yeah. Frankly, I wish they would do that in English. That way it would make it easier if you want to just go back and watch a random episode, go, oh, O'Neill Goes Astray. I like this one.
That's, I guess that's basically the conceit that Friends did, where every episode was just the one with whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like, what was the Brief Candle, like that one, it's like whatever this, you'd say about that was like, nope.
Yeah.
A Brief Candle, you're like, I don't, what is that reference to? I don't know. Was there a candle on an episode? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Makes me think of Sub Rosa, and that's not a good association.
Oh, no.
Do you think the Seinfeld Newman was ad-lib?
I think so.
It was definitely intentional to sound like Seinfeld.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact. Wouldn't surprise me if it was.
That they just called him Newman, and there goes Richard Dean Anderson, just like has to say it that way.
We need
99 or whatever this year was. Seinfeld was big.
That was like the final season of Seinfeld, I think, was right around that time, yeah.
A reference everyone would know.
I want a slap bass version of the Stargate theme now.
Seinfeld had closed out. May 14th, 1998 was the last episode of Seinfeld.
Okay.
So, and this aired in February. So this probably was February 2000. So, this would have been like a year later that they recorded this. And you can imagine that the script said, Jack says, well, nice to meet you, Newman, or something like that. And instead goes, hello, Newman.
Yeah.
Just leave it in there. It would be fun to compare the scripts that they were given versus what they ad-libbed. I'm always interested to see that kind of stuff.
I looked that one up.
The way the actors are given.
The line is actually, "Hello, Newman. How is your delightful line of salad dressings and pizza toppings today?" I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. No,
That's bad.
Different Newman.
Different Newman, yeah.
Yep.
Nice. I could hear him delivering that line too. Actually.
Yeah.
But no, it's a good episode, and I think it's pretty gutsy to have like a character named Mayborn and a character named Makepeace like in the same episode. But it doesn't get confusing because they're two different people.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I did, because I keep thinking, like, wait, which one?
Yeah.
Also, Makepeace, like Mayborn is kind of sinistery, but he's fun on screen, and Makepeace is just so bland. Like he's just dude.
He's a Marine.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm going to get some hate for this one. I don't care.
The German title episode of this podcast is Father Cory Hates Marines.
Yeah.
For the record, I don't hate Marines.
No.
They do the job that I don't want to. Stand in the line of fire.
Yes. Semper Fi.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now that we've alienated two of our audience members. Oh boy.
Did you say our only two?
No, not our only two, but the definitely the most important two whose opinion we value very much, and we want you back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
We love all 5 branches
Yeah.
of the military.
Yeah. Yep.
In much the same way we want Lyra back from last episode.
No. I've got to say, I'm still mad about that. Just that carryover.
I mean, and you picked it up too. It's just hilarious that like he's all but looking over his shoulder as he gets to Adora and is like, "How quickly can I dial this thing?"
Yeah.
Is Paynon coming over the hill? Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, here comes Galen, the little kid, or whatever his name was.
Run away.
Yeah.
And you don't elaborate how much time is supposed to have passed between the last episode and this one. I'm assuming a couple months.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
enough to
Lyra's
find
waking
out.
up and saying, "All right, I'll give him one more day before I give myself to the sea." And every morning, "All right,
Yeah.
today will be the day Jack comes back.
Oh, that got dark.
And if not, I'll give myself to the sea." And Jack's like, "I gotta get out of here." But yeah.
Yeah.
It does, because he says Hammond, remember the woman
Yeah.
I told you about? You're like, you mean like last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Daniel Jackson, his wife dies. In the next episode, he's, being comforted.
Yeah.
So I kind of wonder if this was, again, out of sequence.
Hello,
If they,
scientist lady.
Not the original order.
It just made me think of Picklebowski when he's like,
Yeah.
"Hey man, she's not my girlfriend. I'm just trying to help her conceive."
Oh, jeez.
She's not my special lady friend, man.
Yeah. Yes, the black mark on Jack's character.
I don't know. It was very of its time. And, to their credit, they didn't try to turn him into a full like Kirk or, I don't know what the other, contemporary would have
They were
been.
working on that with Daniel, though, but
Yeah, I think Daniel
Yeah.
takes. We should have a running tally of how many.
And why?
relationships?
Yeah, relationships. We'll call it. Each of them has. I mean, Carter gets a couple. Most of them die.
But they're all
'cause-
boring. I don't know if that was like
Yeah.
an author insert Mary Sue that all of Carter's like boyfriends are so just incredibly dull, but I don't know.
Just to help you with the Jack damn shit.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Because you're like, wow, you got to choose between Jack and Mr. Wallpaper. No.
Yeah. Mr. FBI.
Oh yeah.
I have to say the Ambassador is one of her better ones. I will say.
Yeah.
Orlin was good too.
Yeah,
Is he
Well, I mean, he was-
stolen?
No, Orlin was an ascended
that's the dream.
yeah, was a renegade ascended being, yep. Who stole Sam's credit card and built a Stargate.
Sounds like is this a sequel to Starman?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty close.
The worst one had to have been Pete the Cop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was he
Pete the
cop?
Cop.
Oh, that's right. He was cop. He wasn't FBI.
Pete
That's
the
what I was
Cop.
thinking of it.
Who was Adele Louise?
Yeah. Six, the replicator was pretty good though. I don't know if he counts, but like what was he? 5 or 6? What was he?
Creepy. Who's
I don't know.
5, okay.
Wasn't he the one that
This
created? We're jumping like way.
Yeah.
Actually, not that far ahead, are we?
Actually,
No,
Because we're going to get the
attention,
replicators
yeah.
here at the end of the season.
Don't worry, Carter's got a few. Not as many
Yeah.
as Daniel.
But the replicator was the one that made replicator Sam. So
Yeah, that turned dark.
That's creepy.
yeah, it turned real bad.
Yeah.
But and then Teal gets a couple girlfriends.
Does
Now
he?
The wife is out of the way.
Oh, okay.
What happened? Oh, she remarried.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he gets a.
So, by the way, we did find out this episode that the way to hold the Stargate open is just to keep your hand in it as you're standing there.
It's like an elevator.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
keeps the matter stream active. Yeah. You can do it with radio waves too, right?
Or disgusting
Particles.
colorless
The-
slop to feed to people.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can feed them
Yeah.
Bring back that
cream of wheat. Yep.
visual image.
Yeah.
So Jack
Or you can
had it-
use.
Okay.
I was gonna say you could also use Sam's new particle beam that she invented last episode to keep it open. So
Oh yeah.
But apparently you
Jack didn't
can't.
have a GDO. How did that work?
Yeah. Maybe he did have one like secreted on his person somewhere. Yeah. I was going to say the one thing you can't use to keep the gate open is Kowalski's head.
well, if you cut the power, I mean,
Yeah, I guess not. But yeah, I imagine he had maybe he had like a GDO, in a balloon someplace. I don't know, but
something subdermal, like you always do in
yeah,
Star Trek.
subdermal. We'll go with that.
We'll inject it into your,
Yeah.
artery or something like that.
He's in his vaccine.
Yeah. I've invented a GDO that you can inject right into yourself. Thanks, Mr. Gates. We'll get right on that. But
Yeah.
Runs on .net.
runs on .net.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways,
Now I'm just thinking I want a Clippy to pop up when you're trying to dial out.
Yeah.
Hey, I see you're trying to dial the Abydos address.
Yeah.
again,
We call him Gatey.
Gatey.
Gatey. Like Badgie from Lower Decks.
Brad, Brad Wright can have that idea for free. Yeah.
That's a good idea. Awesome. Did y'all have any other thoughts on this episode?
Oh, I think, there was, I love the last scene where, all of SG-1 is looking a little bit sheepish, even Teal'c, at least as far as he can. He doesn't have an eyebrow ticked up, and Jack's like, oh, thanks for coming checking up on me. Yeah, about that. I drew the last straw. I lost.
Yes.
I was the one who had to go check up on you. No one else wanted to. Even Sam had kind of like kind of the puppy dog that screwed up look, She just kind of doesn't even look at him, just walks by.
I'm sure Ferretti would have done it if they'd asked.
Oh, by the way, he was mentioned.
He was,
knows
yes.
that.
We did. Yeah, we did get a mention of Ferretti,
There's potential.
Brett State's character. Yep.
Get a name drop right there.
Yeah, the other thing I did like about this is Hammond has to remind Teal'c that he no longer reports to Jack after Jack's been retired and stuff. And because, obviously Hammond respects that Teal'c has a lot of personal loyalty to Jack, even outside of the chain of command and stuff. So
Nice. Yeah, no, I like that. It was it's funny to see how on mission Teal'c always is.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Do y'all have any other thoughts?
Nope.
All right. Before we go, I'd like to take a moment to invite everybody to check out our sqpn.com Discord. You can find it at sqpn.com/Discord. We got a lot of different fun channels there. We have a Secret to Stargate channel. So if you want to come on there and follow up on all the German names of all the episodes, I think we'll start posting them there.
yeah.
That's a fun segment. And before we go, I'd like to take a moment to thank our patrons who make it possible for us to create the Secrets of Stargate, including Chris G, Marcello P, Bo B, Mark R, and Brian B. Their generous donations at sqpn.com/give make it possible for us to continue the Secrets of Stargate and all the shows at StarQuest. You can join them by visiting sqpn.com/give. And be sure to follow the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or on the SQPN YouTube channel. To find previous episodes of Secrets of Stargate and to send feedback, please visit sqpn.com/Stargate. You can email us at stargate@sqpn.com or follow StarQuest on social media at facebook.com/StarQuestMedia or on Twitter at SQPN. And we'll be back next time when we'll be discussing the next episode of SG-1, New Ground. Until then, Father Cory, thank you for joining me and sharing the Secrets of Stargate.
Thank you, Jack.
And Lisa Jones, thank you as well.
Thanks, Jack.
And Victor Lambs, thank you too.
Thanks, Jack, and yes to the beer, no to the feelings.
It's always a good idea? Question mark.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm Jack Baruzzini. Thank you for listening to the Secrets of Stargate on StarQuest.
Anyway, I'm sorry, but that just happens to be how I feel about it. What do you think?